was gonna just make this video kind of going over what I have in my inventory. I don't think I've collected everything, but everything I have collected, I have the full set. Well, no, I take that back. All the stuff that has features that I care about, I have the full set for at this moment that I know about. So I'm going to talk about the top stuff. So a lot of the classical Link stuff that you find so far, I've only found like the top portion, like the tunic or whatever. Each of the clothing or armor is divided into three categories. It's like the head piece, the top piece, and the bottom piece. Sometimes it's called the tunic or the I don't know, different names, but basically those three. Each feature. So let's say take a headpiece for example. Some headpieces have features, some of them don't. The ones that I find useful. So here, like, see how there's these three all have icons on them. So whatever combination you use, doesn't matter which, it's gonna multiply it 3 times. So you might find yourself in a circumstance where you're in a hot environment, but you also need to be stealthy. So you might choose whichever combination. You can go by style if you want in that combination. So say I like the head style for I gotta be in the cold, but I also have to, be stealthy. So I might be like, oh well, I can't have 2 headpieces, or I like this headpiece better, but then I can use. Doesn't matter which combination, as long as it has that icon, it'll give you that feature one time. So if you want to maximize that feature, you have to equip everything in that set. It'll give you 3 times that ability. So here's this illuminates this one here, this little the star in the top left corner. That's the complete set. That's most useful in the depths. It helps you if you haven't found the light seeds yet, which in my case I've found all but 2, where they still look like this, or it's dark. If you're still navigating in the dark, having this suit equipped is a must. Especially if you're running low on the seeds that illumination seeds, or whatever. I forget what they call them. I gotta look it up. I don't remember names of things very often. It's kind of my downfall, but anyway, I think you get what I'm talking about. Bright loom seeds. So there's 2 different sized bright loom seeds. If you maximize the suit, you basically don't have to worry about having that equipped as much. It's kind of the same as if you were to, like any good game, there's multiple ways of accomplishing the same thing. So it's just kind of user preference how to do it. You can also mix elixirs through combinations, looking it up, trial and error, figuring out. It's kind of logical for what should work, usually does. Sometimes not, but you can usually find bugs that glow. If you add that ingredient, you'll get a elixir that glows and stuff like that. But basically having the suit equipped, I don't think equipment wears out, or your armor / gear wears out. The attack power level, the number in the bottom right, just shows you, I think, how, I'm not exactly sure what it is about for that. I think it shows you how strong it is, or how much it protects you, but so far it hasn't worn out on me. So I still have all the gear that I've ever had. Whereas for the armor and for the bows and the arrows and the shields, they do wear out over time. So that's the difference between these 3 wear out. These are always with you, the armor set, and then the materials you use up, and then the elixirs, food also, food or elixirs, everything you make using your portable pots, mainly in this game. One pot per use, then they disappear. But you can make pretty much as much of it as you can hold in this page. I haven't been able to make more than that, I don't think. And you're limited to how much your inventory is based on how many seeds you collect. If you go, let's see here, Korok seeds, similar to the first game if you're unfamiliar with the first game on how you do that. Basically, the giant Korok guy that you find. So I use the Central Hyrule Castle as my kind of, it's the center of the map. It's kind of my starting point and reference point to everything. So if I go straight down from there to here, this city here, Lookout Landing, is where you'll find the seed guy. I'll just go there and show you what he looks like. But basically, he collects the seeds, and once you do that, he'll give you the option to upgrade what you want in your inventory between the armor, and it gets, as you add more, the cost, and you have to use more seeds as you go through. So at first there, it's each you add one, it's one seed, but then the next one that you add, it's like 2 seeds, and then it's like 3 seeds, and then 6 seeds, and then, or 5 seeds and 6 seeds. So it gets as you add more, it gets progressively more expensive. And that's the same with all the things in your inventory. Out of these 3, you can't upgrade your armor inventory, but you can upgrade bow inventory, shield inventory, and your weapons inventory. Those 3. These 3. So, yeah, that's a very useful thing to do. I usually end up upgrading my my shield and my armor, kind of in that order. You start out with the most spots for your weapons. Sorry, not your armor. Your weapons and your shields. So I do shields first and then armor, but it's just a judgment call. Do it how you want. So I'm just showing you how it works. So yeah, if you want to double your inventory, fuse the items together so they'll only take up. So say here, got all my slots full, right? So if I want to free up inventory space, basically equip what you want to fuse. That'll be the base, and then what you drop will fuse to it. So that's the fuse feature. So basically, go to your menu, say I want to, which 2 do I want to fuse? So I'll fuse these 2. So how do I have the option of fusing either one to either one. So I want to hold, so let's say I want a really long sword. So I want to hold the spear but fuse the sword to it. So in that case, to do it the right way, because both are options, I will equip the spear and drop the sword. That way it works the way I want. So actually, before I fuse, drop this. Oops, sorry. Drop. Now hit the fuse button and make sure you hit the right button. So see in the bottom where it says Royal Guard Spear, I want to make sure I hit that. So and there you go. I got a really long spear basically. It acts like a spear because whatever I'm holding is defining how it reacts. If I had fused it the other way, instead of stabbing with it, I would have been slashing with it. I can choose to undo it, but whatever is fused to the base is going to be destroyed. So I don't really do that very often, because it's kind of a waste. I've already done it. See how it freed up a space in my inventory though? So now I have, in theory, you can only fuse one item at a time to one thing at a time. You can't fuse multiple objects or if something is fused together. So that's kind of a base rule, which I'm kind of bummed by, because I want to have a shield that has multiple lasers attached to it, which at this point, that would be the other thing. If I could add to my dream wish list of features that would come out with DLC, is the ability to fuse multiple objects together to either objects. So usually I'm thinking in terms of using the Zoni devices. So I want to be able to fuse a machine, a complex machine to my sword or to my shield. I think that would be really cool. So I could build a shield that has multiple cannons attached to it, and then hold the shield and blow up. So I could, it would change the gameplay a lot. I feel like it'd be really cool. That's actually probably my number one wish list feature, and then number two would be the tracking feature in the menu. So those two are my top two priorities. So yeah, that's just kind of me covering my bases in that. Maybe I'll come up with another video if I think of anything else worth covering, but for now, I've gone over everything. It'd be nice if it gave you a completion meter. Maybe it has it somewhere. I haven't figured out where though. Telling you like what percentage of the game you've completed. That would be helpful. I don't know how to do that, but that'd be a cool feature to add. Maybe there's a settings thing that tells you. I don't know. Not that I'm seeing, but anyway, I think that's it for this video. That's everything I could think of for covering. I'll show you what I would actually, before I quit, sorry, I'll show you that I can't do what I'm explaining and hoping. So, with the Ultra Hand is usually what I end up using whenever I'm using a machine part to manipulate it. So, let's see how I can select an item, drop it, and then if I want to fuse it, it'll give me that option because it's a single item, right? So here, I'll choose something else, like, I'm not just, so, there's attack, Zonai devices, and then there's like passive, like, that are just like mechanical in nature. So here's a board, for example, with wheels on it. You can fuse that to your shield. I end up doing that quite a bit. So with the fuse, it'll give me the option for either. But if I use the Ultra Hand, which is the main feature I use working with Zonai devices, and attach them together, now I got a fuse. It won't give me the option to fuse it. So I've tried that with multiple combinations. It doesn't work generally with anything. I haven't found an exception to that. If there is, it'd be nice if somebody pointed it out. But every time I've gone to attempt to try to fuse two objects together and then fuse into my sword or shield, it hasn't worked. So if they could fix that, that would open up a whole new world of possibility, which I think would be cool. That seems like something they might do in a future sequel. It seems kind of like a big ask to do, maybe in an update, but hey, I can dream and hope, so we'll see. Anyway, that was the last thing I wanted to cover, and thanks for listening, and that's it for this video.